Welcome to Light the Path, the podcast that brings you inspiring stories of courage, strength, and faith. Listen in as we explore how God's love and grace can inspire and motivate us to overcome life's challenges and light the path forward.
Hello, Pathfinders. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Light the Path podcast. And we are continuing the conversation with the contributing authors from Abba's Daughters. Ooh, it's just getting so good. And I know y'all have been thoroughly enjoying it. Make sure that you subscribe on all social media platforms and also here on YouTube. So that way you can be up to date on what is going on, because the ladies have already released the book. It's in hand. But today we have Melinda. Oh, I cannot wait to talk to her. So let me get on up here. Help me welcome Melinda.
Hello.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. I am so excited about Abba's Daughters. It is not even funny. I'm so glad that we got it out. It's in people's hands now.
Yes.
And so it's been a ride. And so I've been talking to the contributor authors, and you're here today. And I want to know, what made you say yes to being a part of the anthology?
Well, immediately, I realized, even knowing that the project exists, I'm a firm believer that God touches, I believe in divine connections. And so when I found out about it, and then when I found out I had the opportunity to be a participant, I was like, okay, because this is bigger than me. And I get to be a part of some dynamic women that are full of faith and sharing their story to help somebody else. Because again, it's bigger than each and every last one of us. However, our God is even bigger than that. And he allowed all these wonderful women to come together to bring enrichment to men and women all over the world. And so that's what made me want to be a part of it.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. I'm glad that you said that, because it is Abba's Daughters. That is the name of it, but it is for men as well. If you want to learn more about women, I think because women contribute a lot to the Bible. They contributed a lot to what Jesus did. So they were, hands on with everything that was going on. And so I love that you said that is for men and it's for women, because it really is. It's for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, and just to add to that, so if somebody who may be divorced and or widowed, they come in, God allows the connection with them and somebody else, but their spouse may have experienced some of the stories that's in this book. And so then they're going to read in the book as to how they can handle or look at it from a different perspective outside of what they may already looking at. And then at the same time, if they're totally clueless because of the situation, Abba's Daughter is the book they need to get, so they can get enrichment more than anything of how to connect, relate, and make it even better than themselves.
Yes, absolutely. So let's dig in. Tell us a little bit about your chapter. What's the name of it? Who was your woman? Everything. We want to know all the deets without giving us all the deets.
Abigail.
Yes.
I chose Abigail. I'm the kind of person. I'm a blend out kind of person. So a lot of times, we hear Esther, we hear about Ruth and all the different people, many people know about them. The question becomes, for me, what catches my eye is, what is that person that's least spoken about in the Bible? And because they are in the Bible, that means they have a very significant part of things that takes place in society. And so what made me choose Abigail was an example of where I have been. And the fact of her being able to carry herself and conduct business the way she was conducting business, I was like, that's a powerhouse right there. And because of what I have experienced and the way I was able to deal with those situations, I could totally relate to Abigail. Which gave me the opportunity, as I feel, that it gave me an opportunity to give an awakening, or for me to be able to give a title or a name to some kind of feeling or emotion that I have experienced. And then something I might not even been aware of, and it did an awakening for me in that area as well. More about Abigail. Abigail, like she was least spoken about. You can find the story about Abigail in 1 Samuel chapter 25. They don't start talking about her until verse 14 through 44. This is when she does a whole lot of powerful stuff in a few words, and few words that's in the Bible, but very powerful. So powerful that she was able to make a change by her being a major influence. Her beauty was above. The wisdom in her mind was above. So with that, she carried the character of being a major influencer. And she knew that. So she was a walking powerhouse. And she knew she was a walking powerhouse. And so with that, by Abigail knowing she was a walking powerhouse, she understood that when she went somewhere, that her presence is to command attention. And so I just said, okay, I like that. I like that. I can connect with that because I don't like to be the center of attention. I don't like to do, I just want to do what needs to be done. And then whatever I say and whatever I do, I want it to be of an impact. And so I was able to connect with Abigail in that sense. And then just the way she handled things, the way she took care of business, and the way she handled her business. She was a woman that could think quick on her feet. And the things that she thought about and the decisions that she made was not only a benefit for her and her immediate circle, but the community that was around her, as well as the different cities and stuff that was affected in a positive way, based on the way she carried herself with the business aspect of herself.
Yes, I love that. And you know what? You got to tell us about the writing process, because initially you didn't pick Abigail. So tell us about the writing process. How was that? Because you had one woman at first, but then you switched to Abigail. So how was the writing process? What happened?
What happened? I got a nudge like, And I was like, yeah, but I can relate now. And it was like, I still was just getting the nudge like, So I was like, all right, God, let me go back and look. And I was like, oh, now I see. Because before with the character I chose initially, I was able to relate. And I had already given names within myself and given words to different things that I had experienced. Well, this was a next level of moment for me, because like I stated earlier, I was able to actually give a name, call a thing what a thing is. And I was able to recognize that within myself. With that being said, I said, Abigail, that's what I'm supposed to be writing about, Abigail, because by giving me an awakening, me sharing her story based on my life experience is going to give an awakening for somebody else. And they're going to be able to call that thing a thing, whatever it may be, their character, the way they handle, or maybe they didn't even handle it. They may be unpleased with themselves with the way they handled it. However, in this book, they're going to be able to see, okay, that's what that was. Okay, that's what that meant. Okay. And so that's what made me choose Abigail in the end, because it was an eye opener for me. I could relate. However, it made me relate on a whole nother level than where I already was. So it was a growing process for me. And I was just able to connect with Abigail even more, again, because of the awakening that it gave me and being able to give, in order to be able to share what needed to be shared based on Abigail.
Now, which daughter, what did you name your title?
My title is Abigail, the loyal daughter.
Woo, the loyal daughter. I love that. Let me see which chapter you are. Hold on, let me look. Got the book right here. Mm-hmm. The loyal daughter. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, Abigail is starting at page 99.
Yes.
99, the loyal daughter. And here is the book. Oh, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. So what did you learn about yourself during this process of writing about Abigail, studying, interacting with the other ladies? What did you learn about yourself?
that I'm more powerful than I thought I was, and that what I have experienced is very much needed, but not in the capacity of I just can relate, but in the capacity of the greater, in the capacity of the greater that by me, I yeah, in the capacity of greater is what it gave me. And I just know by reading this book, the men and the women, it's going to be a greater for them because they have already looked at it one way. This is an eye opener / awakening to look at it from a different perspective. And more importantly, now, the beauty with Abigail, she wasn't in charge. Her husband was in charge. And I was like, okay, I see this. I see this. Abby, her husband was in charge and he was mean. Oh my gosh, he was mean as a rattlesnake, a poisonous snake, or whatever you want to call it. He was extremely mean and he had no problem sharing that and for other people to know that, because for him, that was a controlling mindset that he had. So even with him being mean and nasty to Abigail and everybody he came in contact with, Abigail was still loyal to him. She didn't tear him down, even in the midst of interrupting what David was getting ready to do, because he was like, okay, Nabal, which is Abigail's husband, he was like, okay, I'm about sick of you. I need to handle you. Need to be dismissed off this earth. Abigail stepped in there. She's like, ho, what you got? What you got? Let's not do this. Let's not do this. And so she influenced David to the point where he changed his mind. And when I say change his mind, he did a 180. He didn't do a 360, went all the way around and came right back where he was. He did a 180. And him doing a 180, that was because of the influence that Abigail made on him. And she didn't do it in a manipulative way. It was direct, and let's do it this way rather than that way. God honored that. And you know how they say God will always give you a way of escape? God gave her a way of escape, and so much to the point where she ended up being married to David. Talk about God having a great plan. And poor Nabal, bless his heart, he got killed and didn't even have a clue up until that day. And when I say that day is he was long gone, and the day of him being long gone, he still didn't have a clue as the value of the woman God had blessed him with.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. That's so true. And that just shows you that one person can see you this way in one way, and then somebody can really see your true light and can really see how God is working through you. And I think David saw that after the fact, like, okay,
yes,
you made some decisions and you stepped up. So I love that. I love that. Abigail, the loyal daughter. Ooh, 1400. Okay. All right. So let everybody know where they can connect with you to find more about you and to get an autographed copy, The Loyal Daughter, talking about Abigail, from you.
Yes. Okay. If you would like to get I'm going to go ahead and speak it and say, as you are looking for the opportunity to get your autographed copy of Abba's daughter, so you can really catch a hold of what Abigail represented as being a loyal daughter, you can reach me. My Facebook page is Melinda Sue. Business side of the house is Grace Light. And that's on Facebook. And all you got to do is drop message me on Messenger, and we'll move forward like that. Also, my website is Grace International Light. I'll spell that for you. GRACEL. Look at me messing up. I'm sorry. Grace International Light is GRACEINTLLITE.com. That's the website that you can go in. You can order the book off my website as well.
Okay.
I do have an Instagram, as well as I do have Twitter. So we have all these different avenues. My phone number, area code 803-319-3371. My personal email for my business is graceinternationallight@gmail.com.
Okay. And you know what? Y'all don't even have to worry because I'm going to put it right down here in the description box. And you're going to be able to point and click and connect to Melinda. Melinda, thank you so much for your time. And thank you for sharing your chapter, The Loyal Daughter. I appreciate you.
And I appreciate you too. And I thank you for the opportunity to be accepted in this group, this circle of wonderful women. I really believe this the divine connection is this is just the beginning. And so
Amen.
I thank you for accepting me as part of this assignment.
You're so welcome. I appreciate you, and it's just been a pleasure to work with you. I'm glad that you came on board. It was almost the 11th hour before we closed off everything. So God brought you at the right time, and we appreciate everything that you contributed to this project.
Yes, may I add one little snippet in reference to me being a part of it? What's so amazing is at the very beginning, my beautiful, I call her Lady Love Latoya, my
Yeah.
dear friend, that's my soul sister. And so she told me about initially going through a lot of stuff, family wise, and just going through a whole lot of stuff. And I was like, oh gosh, is it too late? Is it too late? And I was like, and she shared with me, she said, but just reach out to her. And I was like, okay. And so I did all of these apologies and stuff. And so even with that taking place, God meant for me to be in this circle.
Yep,
Because
absolutely.
I found favor, and I am forever grateful for that. Because I'm going to say it was at the 9.99.99 hour.
Yes, but God left that window open. God
Yes.
left that window open.
Yes.
We had one young lady who wasn't able to continue, and so we were thinking, like, is it too late to bring somebody in? Because I think we're just about to have the first workshop or something like that. So we were sort of debating with that, and then God opened that window. We're like, well, it's the timing is just, we can't make this up. So it was a no-brainer. It was like, nope, we're letting her in. That's it. So we listen to God on this. We always say that God is the visionary. We are the co-visionaries because we have definitely been letting him lead, let the Holy Spirit lead. So that way, we don't err because we're human. We're going to, mess up, drop the ball. So when we pass the ball to him, we know, like, hey, it's going to be a slam dunk every time.
Every time. Yes.
Every time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.